How's everybody doing? Are you feeling great this morning? Okay. Yeah. It's not working though. I don't know if it's needed. It's needed, this one? Oh, it's already there. Okay, yeah. Uh, I like the mic a little bit stronger, Louder, louder. It's loud? My voice is loud? Can you hear it? If you can hear it today, there will be changes that will happen to each and everyone's life from today. If you hear my voice, okay? Okay, let me do my introduction first. I will say, dear beloved brothers and sisters, good morning. As we know, all of you, we are gathered here together in unity and faith to explore the profound message of hope and love that God and true parents have to each of us. As we delve into today's sermon, let us open our hearts and minds to receive God's guidance. We will reflect on the importance of trusting in Heavenly Parents' plan, growing in faith, and understanding the power of community as we walk together on this journey of life. As we gather today, we invite Heavenly Parents' presence among us. It is through prayer that we seek Heavenly Parents' guidance and wisdom. In the stillness of our hearts, we reflect on the importance of being open to the Word of God and purpose of our lives. May today's message illuminate you and me, our path, as we strive to grow in faith and understanding together. And today, the title of my message is Moving Forward with God and True Parents. Moving means what? There is action needed. Moving. And then forward, no turning back, just forward. And there is companionship there. With, the words with, there is companionship, not alone. We are not going to move forward alone, but with someone, and that is our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So this topic, moving forward with God and true parents, need action, need focus, just forward. And we need not to forget that we are moving or acting not just by ourselves, but with Heavenly Parent and true parents. In our faith, Unification Church, we always say true parents. That is our training. Since we submit ourselves to follow the path in our movement, the Family Federation for World Peace. There is true parents and God. And we call God as our Heavenly Parent. So this is moving. There is action. And no turning back because it's forward. And we will not forget and neglect who is with us in doing that action to move forward. And I would like to read one Bible verse. In Romans 12:2 it says, "Do not be confronted to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." So that is one Bible verse. As all of us know what we are facing at this time worldwide. Today is traditional Sunday service. So that's why I said in the message, the nature of Sunday service is traditional. It means we will talk about our own faith in connection with our movement as member and followers of Family Federation for World Peace, centering upon our true parents. Who knows what is going in the world today? Raise your hands, please. May I know who really know what is going on in our movement? Raise your hands up. May I see? Thank you for your support and cooperation. That is one thing. We need to move our hands up. If we cannot move today, we cannot move tomorrow. That is one thing that you need to remember. Every second of our life now is very important. Huh? You say, oh, the sermon is not inspiring, but why not find the word that can inspire you? You are Family Federation member, not just a follower, but the person who submits yourself to God to follow His will from the very beginning. Especially us, first generation. That's why we have fruit, the second generation, that will continue the movement moving forward with God and true parents. Because sometimes giving very strong words in our movement is hard, huh? Oh no, fire, that is fire. That's why it's in the Bible, that you will be hit by fire. So, and that's why sometimes it's difficult. Because our teaching is the same. You know, even your professor, like Dr. Mickler, is his training different from me? We attend Divine Principle 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. But his education, he's a doctor of theology. Yeah? Remember him. And remember UTS, okay? If you are interested to join UTS, please consult Dr. Mickler. Yeah, that is advertisement free for you to UTS, especially those graduates already, like Eugene, Anthony. Where is David today? He's not here? I encourage you to consult Dr. Mickler for UTS, because you're second generation that will move forward to continue the will of heaven. Remember that. Yeah? That's why we have blessing, not just like individual stuck there, but we have moving with continuous lineage of heavenly parent through the blessing of marriage. We are not moving alone, but we are moving together with partner. And that is with God first as an individual, but when we got married, we are moving together with our husband, and after we join together husband, we will move forward as a family. So that's our movement. Are you grateful being member of the Family Federation for World Peace? Yes. Let me hear louder than that. Yes. We need to be louder than before, you know? We are facing this challenge, and we will just sit comfortably in our couch in the home watching TV. Oh, let it be. Huh? How you reflect the situation, my brothers and sisters? Huh? Are you thinking, what can I do? How we can really move forward in this present situation? Or when it will end? No, we need to move forward with bright spirit and focus on what we need to accomplish as a movement from us as individual. So I think it's too much to talk, huh? Anyway, yesterday I was talking with one sister. Many of us struggle. Oh, what is a sermon? What can I get from the sermon, huh? But I told her, I am not attracted of sermon, actually, when I joined the movement. You know what attracted me in our movement? Guess what is that? Fellowship and what? Huh? Fellowship and the nature of our own movement. We are unique. If you are visiting churches, you can only see one color in one church, most of the time. They cannot see Asian, black, white, or even language. They can just speak one language. So I am very proud of my community, that my community is like the world itself. Huh? So don't worry about the sermon, but be proud of what we have as a movement. Carry on that. Not just like, oh, I don't like to come to Sunday service. I cannot get inspiration. But within your own self, you need to be inspired that you are belong to this movement with international fellowship. So forget those things, okay? And let's move on forward with a focus with God and true parents. I think that my introduction is too long. Okay, no, I'm done. Then I want to share with you what I searched about the core principles of moving forward with God. One, letting go of the past. What do you think about this? Letting go of the past. where is it? I lost my file. Okay, just simple explanation. That is core principles of moving forward God. Number one, if you want to learn about it, please take it and remember it, even one part. Letting go of the past, acknowledging that God makes all things new, is crucial to release regrets, past failures, and negative experiences to make room for His new work in our own life. As now we are facing a lot of challenges and we are always praying, forgive me, Heavenly Parent, for my iniquities. You know, we always pray like that at this time. I'm sorry if I did not fulfill my job or my responsibility. But instead of focusing on that, let it go. And let God work on us in a new way at this time. So that is one principle of moving forward with God and true parents. Like True Mother have said, don't worry about her. Let's be the manifestation of what is the teaching of our movement and empower our own environment. So let's move forward with that. And let's forget the past, okay? Letting go of the past, number one, core of moving forward with God. And number two, trusting God's purpose. Believe that God has a good and sovereign plan for us in our life, providing a track to run on and an assignment to fulfill according to Romans 8:28. What is that Bible verse? And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good for those who are called according to His purpose. So now, as I said, we have this trouble, but we need to trust God in His purpose. Not just like worry, lonely, or just sitting around there. Let's trust God that everything will go smoothly because He has the purpose. Even Mother have said that. Remember those words. And then, number three, confronting fear. I think some of us is worried or we are scared. What will happen to our movement if Mother pass away? Who have that kind of fear? Raise your hand, my brothers and sisters. Oh, my brother, thank you for really sharing your heart. Yeah, fear is there. What will happen to our movement when Mother is gone? We have fear like that. But we are here already, trained by our true parents. So, recognize that our enemy is Satan. Uses fear to keep us from progressing in God's will. Instead, trust God. Take steps of faith and allow love to conquer our own anxieties. Let's love God. Let's love our true mother in a way that we will not worry, but we will be the continuation of what our true parents had taught us to be. So that's what I can say. Confronting fear. Yeah, we can, even in email or messenger, you can say, oh, because you are bad, you are blasphemy, this kind of thing, when you post in Facebook, huh? They will say something in your Facebook if you are responding in any comment. So don't be concerned about those things. Face it and trust in God. And another one, number 4, we need to seek the guidance of Heavenly Parent. And what we need to do, we need to pray for God's wisdom and clarity to understand God's perfect perspective in our own life, career, and decisions. So we need always to pray. That's why we are encouraged by True Mother to pray in Chunshimon. Not even in our Chunshimon, in our daily life as a habit of communicating to our Heavenly Parent. And then the next, persevering in faith. Are you persevering in your faith, brothers and sisters? Huh? Of course. You will not stay 50 years in the movement, 40 years in the movement, if you are not persevering in the practice of our faith. Thank you for my elder brothers and sisters for that. 50 years over. Yeah? I am just 42 years member of the church. Yeah? So you are my senior brothers and sisters. Not senior in age, but senior brothers and sisters. Yeah. And the next, focusing on the future. Yeah. This time we have challenges. Are you down? Or what will happen again? But instead of that, let's focus on the future. If we are ignoring what is going on at present time and not focusing on what we can do to make the better way, what will happen in our future? So let's focus on our future. Like the parents, the first generation is focused on building family, building house, working hard for the sake of the children, the second generation. So that's building and focusing on the future is one of the core principles of moving forward with God. You remember those six parts? Letting go of the past, trusting God's purpose, confronting fear, seeking God's guidance, persevering in faith, and focusing on the future. I hope you will remember that a little bit. And then, I think I missed one. Okay. And then, I'm sorry. And there is like history in the Bible. Are you reading Bible? Who is reading Bible? Oh wow, you're a Christian. How about those who are not reading Bible? Maybe Buddhist. Okay, I'm just joking. Okay, this is just in the history of the Bible. There are many stories how they maintain their faith, like believing in God. God is invisible, huh? And how God shows them that He is with them. Like when the Israelites in the wilderness, the cloud and the fire, God showing them the guidance. So in moving forward, we are moving with God, even we did not see God. Like in the Bible, it says, the Israelites in the wilderness, they are guided by the cloud and fire. But I will not emphasize that. That is just the example, okay? The lesson of readiness, fight against spiritual inertia. What is inertia? Do you know it? What is the inertia? In other words? Eugene, what is inertia?
It's like resistance to movement.
Resistance to move. Yes, that is another thing. Sometimes we are just stuck on what we have. I'm comfortable in this place, like it's stagnant. That resistance. Even God told you, okay, move here, or you need to be transferred to another place, but we cannot. We are doing that. That's why fight against spiritual inertia. Then the next is the necessity of His presence in our life. When Moses, when he is leading the people, Moses pleaded to God in Exodus 33:15. God's presence is the most crucial element, more important than any human plan or chosen destination. So we need to believe and ask God for His presence in our life, like Moses, when they are in the wilderness. And then, I think I missed one. Sorry, I missed one on that one. Okay. And there is like, okay. And the next, that is, the first one is supposed to be is following God's direction and presence. That's the first that we need to do in moving forward with God. And the next step is stepping out in faith and trust. Like in the history of Abraham, he trusted God. Even God asked him, okay, when he failed in his offering, God asked him an offering of his son. But he trusted God and he followed God. Many things, but I will just mention that. And number 3, I think cultivating a daily walk, fellowship with God. Faith in fellowship with God is a continuous agreement with God. And the next, and then of course it can be seen in a lifestyle of obedience. And number 4, the source of our movement, complete dependence is in spiritual progress is only God. So we need to work, to move forward with God and through parents. I think that's another thing. Amen. Yes. Moving forward with God and true parents, the journey begins with a heart that can see the blessings even amidst difficulty. Mother Moon emphasizes a spirit of constant gratitude and internal resolve on the path of gratitude and faith. I just want to share what our two mothers have said on this part, that we, as member of the movement Family Federation, Mother, our Holy Mother Han, encouraged us to move forward with 3 points. We need to be grateful and live with gratitude and faith. Number 2, we need to take responsibility with courage. And number 3 is we need to have unity and completing the ideal that our movement has taught us to accomplish. So let me broaden this a little bit. Oh no, let me do something. On the path of gratitude and faith, gratitude brings about heavenly fortune. Forgiveness opens people's minds and love moves people's heart. This is the word of our true mother. And then how we need to walk forward with God. And true mother have said, I have but one life goal, to live in utmost gratitude. Today I will be more grateful than yesterday. Tomorrow I will be yet more grateful. And another word from True Mother, we must always train ourselves to experience and remain awake to the fact that our Heavenly Parent is constantly with us, dwelling with us in sharing our joys and sufferings. Always be joyful. Pray unceasingly. By so doing, those around you will find happiness, whether in the tiniest thing or in the greatest adventure. So that is the word of Mother when we are living forward with gratitude and faith. And the other thing is on taking responsibility and courage. Moving forward with God means actively taking responsibility to correct historical errors and build a better future. Mother often speaks on the concept of what? The tribal Messiah, meaning taking responsibility for the salvation and blessing of one's own family and community. And another word from Mother, God never gives up. I did not put it there. God must be victorious without fail. This is a bedrock of True Mother's determination. Unless you endured much suffering and difficulty, enriched your lives for your parents, devoted all your energies for your country, unless you have such a heart and have translated it into action, you cannot receive such titles like loyal patriot. You have to show others how to live a life of practicing true love, to be one who lives for the sake of others. Then another, this is a reminder to all women. Women should play a major role in world history by serving as one of the wheels of the tractor, pulling forward the construction of a peaceful world together with brother or men. So that's from our True Mother speech. In the word on unity and completing the ideal, the ultimate goal of moving forward is to realize God's original ideal for the family and world, which requires individual effort to achieve unity. What our True Mother is saying on it, our original minds and conscience and our bodies and minds must become one centered on heaven's true love. If a family is not centered on God's ideal of love, there will be conflict among the members of that family. Without God's love as an absolute center, such a family will ultimately break down. So we are the family of Heavenly Parent. So that's why we need to try to follow the center of our faith on earth is our two parents. So by uniting with our two parents, we can really build God's kingdom on earth ultimately. If we are united together. That's our true mother is asking us at this time to unite together and follow what the teaching of our movement all about. And another one, Mother have said, only when you become 100% one with me while I'm here on earth and achieve the completion of the providence will you become great in historic central figures who will be remembered forever. We must connect the past and open a world that gives our youth hope. So, past, present, and the future are connected. What we have built in the past is growing now in the present. And what we are doing now in the present can be harvested in the future with our second generation and future legacy of our movement. And that is our children from now on, and their children and children. So that's our goal as we are moving forward with God and true parents. It's not simple life, especially as Family Federation for World Peace. We have a clear understanding how we need to live and move forward with God and true parents. And that is our life with gratitude and thankfulness to God and to our true parents. But that gratitude and thankfulness is not just a word, but it is a life that we need to manifest as the children of God and the children of our true parents. That's why our role as the member of our movement, Family Federation for World Peace, is not a traditional life. We need actions to do it. Not just like traditional believers coming to church, giving our tithes, but we need to have action. And that is the challenge that I would like to give to each and everyone today. Challenge to be more bold in our faith, not to be stagnant. Fight against spiritual inertia. Please reflect in this challenge that I am giving you today to be more bold. We should think of who we are. You know why I become like this? I attended a convention in the Christian organization. Very powerful Christian believers, but they are not just believing faith, God, and me in the Bible. They are following what they believe. Like they need to be a part of the society, the decision making of the government. So I'm supporting this organization 4 years ago until now because I was introduced in this organization by Pastor Marquez. So I feel it is fit on my personality, like faith in action. So that is why I was there last Thursday for a whole day. And they are encouraging everybody to be faithful to God, to be faithful to the Word of God. But we need to have the voice to our government. So that's what I want to share. That's why we need to be bold in reality, not just like, oh, what they said. We are in the time of attendance. We are in the new era of Chonal Gok. If you don't understand, we are not subject and object. Of course, we are in the principle of subject and object. That is God and me. That is true parents and me. And that is the time of attendance. What we can do to serve our God and what we can do to serve our true parents in this very critical moment of our life of faith. So that's the challenge I want to give you. Fight against spiritual inertia. If my pronunciation, inertia, what is that? Yeah? Remember that. Fight against spiritual inertia. Not to be stagnant. Let's be bold in our faith. Let's talk to someone every day, you know. Let's not be friends just inside our movement. Let's be friends to outside. But be wise, especially our young generation. Be wise, okay? Be friendly, but be wise, especially our young generations. So I think I am finishing my message, moving forward with God and true parents. So thank you so much, everybody, for your patience in listening.